Back again with another video to help save you guys some time. This time we're taking the radio out of a 2011 Chevrolet Cruze, and it applies to this model year as well as similar years, 09, 10, probably 12. But these radios always seem kind of intimidating because of the design of this setup and the way everything goes together. So I've already taken everything apart for the sake of time, so we'll get right into this. First thing you want to do is you're going to need a 7mm. You're going to need a 7mm, and I would suggest a little tray or something to catch all these bolts because there's a ton of them. So something to keep them all together so you don't lose any, because you don't want to be searching for one of these things down in between the seats or something. So anyway, a 7mm and preferably a flat tip screwdriver or a panel puller, I would suggest. But anyway, the first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to remove this bezel piece around the shifter. You don't need to move the shifter or anything to do this, but it's just held in with clips on the back side. So once you remove these, pull this up gently. There are clips on the bottom, wire clips on the bottom, so you don't want to yank on it or anything. And you can just set that off to the side. It's not important to the process. And then after that, you'll have this little tray that's mounted down in front of the shifter. There's two 7mm, one on either side, and that just pops out after you pull those two 7mm out, and they mount right down in front of there, right where those two holes are. And then when that is done, then you can come up here with your panel puller or your screwdriver and just pry gently on this silver bezel around that contains the grills for the heater duct. Again, you'll want to be very careful not to break this or the duct worked in behind it, and then that's just held in with clips too, like you see here. You can just sit that off to the side, and then when you get in here, you'll have a ton of 7mm, one here on this side, one over here on this side for your heater control. There's a couple down low, one on that side, obviously one on this side too, down low. And then this also has a couple of little small clips up here, so you want to be gently working up here and pop these out, and then pop your heater control out, and then you can set that to the side. And then you're left with this setup here. You'll have a 7 over here, another one over here, and that holds your controls in. And then you can pull this out gently. You don't want to pull it on too hard because you don't have much slack on your wire clip on the back side, so you can pull your wire clip off and remove that section too. And then you're just left with one 7mm there on your receiver unit, and then another 7 over here, and that's for the lower end. Your top end up here, you'll have a 7mm here on your screen, and then another 7mm here, and then you can just pull this entire assembly forward, and it has a clip on both sides here too to hold that in, and then one wire clip on the back side here. So then you can move that out of the way, and that reveals your last two 7mm up high. Again, I said there's a ton of 7mm. You want to keep those all together so you don't lose them. And once you get these two 7mm out, then your whole assembly just comes right out to you. And when that happens, then you can just unplug all your plugs off the back side and remove your head unit and replace that as needed. So like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.